right there. There he is, right there. And we are here in the lambing shed. Welcome everyone to today's stream. Two disasters to get to, plus our boer goat babies, plus what we've had lambing today. There's plenty to get on to, so stick around with us for the whole stream. You won't miss any of our updates. So let's spin this around first and foremost and probably start by going down and showing you the board from today. Now, we said earlier on, we've been on live a few times today, whether it be supporters or main page with live births, etc. Now, we said it was going to be a busy day today, and has it turned out to be that way? Let's have a look. No, it hasn't. We've had two boers and Blind Betty. If you missed the Blind Betty stream, do tune into that and have a wee look at Blind Betty giving birth. But it's been very quiet. Again, 3 live births, by the way, for everyone to see. So that was all good. I'm happy with that. So if you're in the farm park, you would have seen plenty of births. However, for us, for getting through our numbers, very quiet. Really quiet. What is going on? What is it? Something to do with the weather? Is everyone just holding on to their babies and not wanting to give them up? I don't know. And what's making things even more frustrating is, ideally we'd like to be getting cracked on through these, is the fact that every boer goat that is going, and we've bought in this group of 21 that were already in kid, they are horrendous mothers. They could not care less. Honestly, could not care less. They're taking so much work to try and get them going. The sheep, absolutely no problem. This new group of boer goats, my thinking is there's not been enough nutrition there before we've got them. Their milk isn't fantastic. The babies are coming out pretty weak. And they're just not, this is a prime example here, they're just not thriving like we'd want them to. And it is so frustrating to see, isn't it?
Incredibly frustrating.
We're just at them all the time, just trying to keep them going. Now, once they hit a certain stage and they're a few days old, they'll be fine. These girls in here, a couple of days old, and they're in there sucking quite happily. Mum's chewing her cud, no problems there. But these girls here were born earlier today. Mum was trying to bite me so badly. That was at, they were 10:30 I think today, weren't they?
Yeah, they're 10:30, yeah.
10:30 today. And they are pretty much useless. We've had to tube feed them. We're trying to get them on their feet. We're trying to get mum interested. They're not licking the babies, which is so weird. I cannot put my finger on it. Why are they not taking any interest in the babies? And it's nothing to do with put some salt on them, put this on. You can only put salt on them and get mum encouraged to lick them with a wee bit of salt if they're actually even slightly or remotely bothered about licking them, because they have them, they leave them, and they go and sit at the other end of the pen, and they want nothing to do with them. They won't even look at them. Never mind lick them. They won't even look at them. And this keeps happening with this new batch. Now, we've had 2 of our boer goats giving birth, and we've got them on the nutrition that we want, that's advised from the vet school, and Reg at the vet school, and Hannah that's working with us just now. I think there's, where are they, see, actually?
One's at the top, one's in the big pen.
We've had 2 singles born, and I have to say, they're doing fantastic. They're good, strong little kids. Mums absolutely love their babies, and I don't know what the difference is. I'm desperately trying to figure it out. Here is one that was born through the night, a single with just a pure black head, which is unusual. We thought we were going to get
It's not actually a pure black head.
Some patches. It's not a pure black head.
Check this out. I just lifted it there.
Easy, damn it.
Check the brown marks.
Oh yeah, we do have some brown splodges there. Yeah, we do.
Even on the back there.
Quite a few brown splodges. So that Anglo-Nubian is coming through there. But again, you see, oh, is Mum headbutting you there?
Yeah, she's not too happy with me there.
Oh, it does have a lot of brown splodges on it.
It was hard to tell at the start.
Black. Yeah, it was. But that's up, bouncing around. It's running about the pen it got out earlier. Mum's feeding it, that's no problem. And then, of course, we had our other one over here that was born yesterday with the amazing markings. I'll show you that again, but you'll see the difference in them. You see the difference in them, and this is what we've learned over the years, is you have to get your nutrition right for them before they give birth. If you don't, you're in a whole world of trouble, and this is what ends up happening. Now, we ended up getting them, what was it, two weeks before they land?
Yeah.
And I think it's just been, and then we've had them on our nutrition plan from then, but I think it's been too late.
I think this little one's going to need a name.
And look, yeah, this one's awesome. Look at the spots. Absolutely fantastic. Get a wee
Look,
zoom
grey
in on there.
patch here.
Beautiful. And then the back leg's got loads of spots. So cool. But look at the difference. It's up, it's big, it's muscular, it's quite happy, it dots around the pen no problem. It's just it's a completely different animal altogether. Now, I do think these other ones are going to come good, will be fine, but I think they're going to take a good week before they're ready to go. Like, see over sniffing Connor's.
Look, here comes Mum looking for it.
Sniffing Connor's foot, then Mum's over looking for it, seeing what's going on. She'll hopefully get it in for a sook. And see, it's just got that wee bit of fight about it. It's got that little bit of energy. See it dancing around, quite happy. It really is. It's a different animal altogether. Whereas if I take you over and see these, you'll see their frustrations. Here's this one out of the pen just now. I was telling you, got out earlier on. Mum's wanting it back in. Big heavy kid. There you go, back in. Job sorted. Take you and show you this, Mum. Look at these babies. Look at what Mum's doing. She's the other end of the pen from them. They were just born at
They were a bit
half
late.
one. Half one they were born today. And look at them. She's not licked them. You can still see all the birthing fluids on them. I needed to move them in under the heat lamp because they were looking miserable. I've tube fed them. Had to strip the milk off Mum. Mum doesn't have a lot of milk. Again, nutrition side of things. And it's just like, we're not going to keep going through this, are we? Because we still must have a good 10 still to go.
Yeah, we've got quite a bunch to go.
Anyway, we must have a good 10 still to go. I'm like, are we going to have to go through this every single time? I really hope not. But yeah, these are going to take a fair bit of looking after. They're going to take a fair bit. And it's not all been plain sailing hours, don't get me wrong. It's not all been smooth sailing. The pygmy goats are being pygmy goats, and some of them aren't overly keen on feeding their babies. Some of them don't want their babies. Some of them are maybe just a touch early, and the babies are difficult to lamb or kid or get going. But it seems to be every one of these with a red dot on their bum we're starting to struggle with. However, like I say, after a few days, they're starting to get on their feet and they're starting to improve that little bit. But you just don't know, do you? You just don't know what's coming until they arrive. For us, there was no reason why anything should change and why anything wouldn't have perhaps worked, or nutrition wouldn't have been fine. They looked fine, but when that milk yield isn't there, that's your issue. And we had that before. We've had that. The milk yield's not there. We had that in the polytunnel one year. Every single one that was being born was born without any milk, and it was all down to nutrition. That's how we learned it, and I think this is the same thing. So incredibly frustrating, but like I say, I think they will get going eventually. It just takes a lot of work. So that's our first kind of little snag point. It's a wee bit frustrating, a wee bit up in the air. Keeping a close eye on them. Thank goodness Kyle's here night lambing. He can keep an eye on everything and make sure everyone is all quite happy and doing what they should be. There's Fiona down there, by the way. Just caught her at the corner of my eye. Quite happy. She is chilled out in that pen all day.
She's usually just sitting in the sun.
I think she's sat in the sun all day. She needs a wee break.
Needs a wee
she
shadow
is
there.
being so lazy today. Now, did Pete cover this on 636? I am not sure if he did today. Have you got a walkie-talkie there, see?
I have one over here.
Sitting over there. Ask Pete if he covered this in 636, because I don't want to go over it twice. Do you think time for milkmaid once the rest of the batch delivered? We don't have many pets. The pets that we had remain as the pets. Hi, Sid. The pets that we had right at the start are still our pets. The triplets that we've had have been twinned on successfully twice. So I don't have any issues with that. We don't need any more. We don't need the milkmaid yet because we don't have.
What are you asking, Pete? Sorry.
Did he cover the Highland cow this morning?
Pete, did you cover the Highland cow this morning on 6:36?
Let's hear. Let's hear. Did he? Did he answer there?
He replied. Someone replied. Maybe it wasn't him.
One.
Let's
Pete?
see. We'll find out before I go into it and everyone's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, he did.
Did
Yes,
you
he did.
cover the Highland cow on
Everyone's saying.
6:36?
Or no, some people saying no, he didn't.
I did, yes.
He said he did.
Okay, well I'll run over it quickly for those of you who didn't hear what was happening. So, yesterday afternoon, our Highland cow. Talk about a bloomin'
Okay, thank you.
disaster, and this would have been the worst one in bloomin' in ages. We're down in the field sorting some of the herdies and the ones that were close to lambing, and we got a message from Fee. She was up here watching the cow, and the cow had got up, our Highland cow, Sorka. Our cow had got up, stood up, started staggering around, lost all balance in its feet, and then just clapped straight to the ground. Our brand new Highland cow with her little calf clapped straight onto the ground. I was like, oh my word, what on earth could have possibly happened to make her do that? And it was bad, by the way. It was bad, and she would not get up. Under any circumstances, she could not get up. So I phoned the vet straight away. Ian came out, and it must have been, now we know it was some sort of staggers or upset stomach, CCN, which is a vitamin B deficiency, and upset bacteria in the stomach. So it was either staggers or CCN, probably staggers, the way that we managed to get it sorted. So basically what we done was fill her full of good stuff.
What on earth is that?
What is that? And where did it come from? That just flew right in front of me and landed on my camera. I don't know what that is or where it
You
came
got
from.
quite a fright there.
How weird. And she was lying, she was on the floor, she could not get up. And I'm obviously thinking, we've just brought this Highland cow in, she's completely fine. The calf's sitting there, calf by the way, how cute that she's sound asleep. And I'm thinking, how are we going to explain this? What would have possibly happened? And why on earth have we got such horrendous luck? Because from where we were standing, you were standing up here while they were treating her seat, it didn't look good, did it?
It looked awful.
Did not look good. So Ian filled her full of good stuff and he said, I'd like to see her look no worse tomorrow. And I was like, right, well that's not sounding good either. That means he's not expecting her to get up very quickly. By some miracle, the medication that Ian gave her worked, and in a couple of hours she was on her feet feeding her calf again. I thought it was curtains for her. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was curtains, and I think we got away with it by the skin of her teeth. And it's just solely down to a change in diet. But bloomin' heck, holy moly, it will never be closer to a total disaster and losing our amazing Highland cow. I could not believe it. It got that thing where you kept getting like nerves in your stomach, like you can't possibly lose her. How could you? But thankfully today she's been absolutely fine. See her twitching her ears there. She was actually blind at one stage last night because there was obviously swelling in the brain there, and then a steroid took that right down and she popped back up on her feet. But that's how bad it was, and that's how close we were. Cannot understate how much of a disaster that would have been. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So, thankfully, she's looking so much better and she's back on her feet, she's feeding her calf, she's been eating today really well. We've got an injection to give her, however, she doesn't want it, so we're going to have to try and deal with that after the live, just to get some more goodness into her and keep that going daily for the next few days. But wow, never will we rescue something like that again, I don't think. So close. Now, unfortunately, the disasters do not stop there. Unfortunately. Up here, you will see, and you'll have heard me saying over the last few days, or few weeks rather, that was not happy with Winnie, our superstar, who had her 6 babies, carried 6 babies absolutely fine, had 5 successfully and raised them like a legend. Now yesterday I got shouted over by some customers who were in saying, "Oh, Winnie's on the floor, you'll have to come and help her, she's on the floor." And when I got to her, I thought we'd lost her. She was lying sparked out on the floor, couldn't get up, and I thought, oh, she's, you know, that was her, she's just dropped on the floor for whatever reason. I said, "What on earth happened?" "Oh, I don't know, I think another goat had came along, had a niggle at her," which is what goats do, and she'd just been so weak that she just fell on the floor. And I lifted her out of the pen. She went straight round. When I lifted her out of the pen, she walked straight round into the feed shed and had some cake. And that was alarm bells ringing. Alarm bells ringing straight away, because that is classic Yonis. That is absolutely textbook Yonis. You've got a goat who otherwise their appetite, their drinking, their demeanour is absolutely fine, and they're just losing weight and wasting away, and it is a muscle wasting disease. It's very similar to Crohn's in humans, or Yonis. Now she's 6 years old, Winnie, and that is smack bang in the middle of where you would expect a goat to get Yonis, and especially after having such a huge burden of her of these 6 babies. And she never ever, I don't think, ever recovered from carrying them and giving birth to them. I don't think she ever recovered from that. And Yonis can lie dormant in them for years and years and years. And then if they have some sort of episode where they get run down or they get weak, they catch an infection, that's where it starts raising its ugly head and can really pounce on them. And even blood tests for Yonis aren't 100% accurate, because it can be sitting there dormant and the levels can be so low that it'll return a negative test until something happens and they raise their head again, and then that's when they strike. So you think you can Yonis test your whole herd and you can still have false negatives, basically. They can still have Yonis in the herd. So she was born here, she's 6 years old, and I am 100% convinced, and I don't say that with any, knowing the severity of the call here, I'm 100% convinced that is exactly what she's had, because I've seen it too much over the years. And that's exactly what they do. Their appetite's great, they wander around, you wouldn't think anything's wrong, but over the last few days, she has just melted away. And unfortunately, there isn't any other words for it. She's just, you know, I got a shock when I went round to her yesterday. I hadn't seen her in the morning. I'd seen her the day before. Hadn't seen her in the morning of yesterday morning. And when I got to her in the afternoon, I was like, "Where have you went? How has that possibly happened?" It went so quick. Her condition went so quick, and that is, again, it's classic. It's just classic, and I've been saying it for ages that I worry that she's got Yonis. And if that's the case, Yonis is completely incurable. It isn't curable. Same as Crohn's in humans. So we've done a blood test for Yonis. We'll see what it returns. She's in there with the sheep who are completely leaving her alone. She's eating cake out of the trough over there. She's got plenty of hay down here. She's got anything that she could possibly need. She's sitting, chilling in the sun just now. But I have to say, and I have to warn you, and as heartbreaking as it is, because she is an absolute legend and a proper superstar, we'll never have one like her, ever again. She's a once in a generation. Carrying 6 babies to term, like she did, feeding them, looking after them, and still loving them to this day, it will never be replicated. Not just here, I just don't think it'll ever be replicated. I think she's that rare. And she's such a superstar, and she's been struck by this horrific disease. And it's so disappointing. So it takes around 5 days to a week for the Yonis test to come back, and hopefully we can keep her going for that long to get that test. But I will not, as a responsible owner, I will not let it get too far to the point where she comes very, very weak. And I'm not afraid to say that. I will call the vet out and I'll make that call for her, because that is what I'm here to do. And that is what I expect of myself as well. Social media, you know, fame that she has, and my feelings towards her have to go aside, and I look solely at her and what her quality of life is, and that's what I'll be doing. Someone asking, can she go in with her babies? I think she needs a wee bit of peace. She just needs a wee bit of peace at the minute. She's quite happy where she is. She's very relaxed. She's very chilled, as you can see. And we'll see how she goes. But that's where we are with Winnie. Peter agreed with me as well. He's like, yeah, that's what it is. We need to test her, but that's it. So absolute 1 in a million. I'll keep you updated with how she gets on and what the results are and how she's faring. But for today, she's very happy. She's up, like I say, up having cake, quite happy. But whatever's going on internally in that gut in there is she can eat all the cake she wants, and it's just there's no goodness going in there. So didn't want to bring you that update. It's not a nice one, but it needs to be addressed. I know that you all understand. And that is the harsh reality of it. It's just horrible. So, moving on slightly from that, we'll of course return to it in the coming days and hopefully weeks as things progress. Moving on slightly from that at the moment, what are we expecting today? Well, everyone's been very quiet. As you can see here, everyone's very chilled out. Nobody is showing much signs of anything happening, which is nice at this time of night. If they can wait till the girls are in bed, that would be fantastic. There's Mrs. Best over there, looking as dashing as ever with Marnie, and Florence is up playing on the slide. I am expecting, hopefully, Mrs. Ancient. Look at her sitting. Look at her sitting on that bag. Her bag is gigantic, enormous. Look at it. She's actually sitting on it like a beanbag. It has to be uncomfy, but I don't think she's got long that she can hang on. That bag's getting so... They always look that way where they get quite plump and they get really tight looking, and that's just about when they're ready to drop, and I think she's at that stage. She's got triplets, by the way, so it would be good to get her lambed or kid as soon as possible, because if we do get a single, we can put one of them onto her. So that would be a good job done if she would go. Our pygmy goats, I thought we were going to have another couple today. I would like them to start going as well. They're looking, by the way, everyone, they are looking in absolutely phenomenal condition. Those bags are full of milk. As you can see, this wee lady walking around here, they're bursting with milk. Their coats are looking sleek. They're looking perfect. They're looking shiny. They're all in good fettle. Look at Dice over here, chewing her cud. Looks like a barrel. And I don't think you'll get them in better condition for kidding. I really don't. They're absolutely fantastic. I'd give them a 10 out of 10 rating. They've just been, yeah, they're on course. Hopefully, we're on course with the pygmy goats. C-sections aside, hopefully we won't have too many C-sections. To have some really cracking kids this year. We've already got 2 of them. They're over here. There's one absolute belter in there. And there's another one up here. Now granted, Mum doesn't really like it, but that's a pygmy goat for you, underneath the heat lamp. Our little baby I've been tube feeding, by the way, and it seems to be progressing and improving. Fee, can you come over here a second till we talk about your fangirl moment? Fee, we had a social media sensation in today, didn't we? Fee? And no, we were. Fee was quite starstruck.
I was just telling Joe, and care about it.
Were you actually, are you going around telling everyone?
Like, I think, like, literally gushing.
Fee!
Like,
Come
she was
on.
just so nice. She was so cool.
So, I got a text this morning from Nicola from the Island Larder in Shetland saying we're on our way down, we're going on a bit of a road trip with the family, can we pop in and see you? Now obviously we stalked Nicola's, I met her in Glasgow and touched base, and we've been emailing back and forward, and we're a stockist of the Island Larder now. And it is a TikTok sensation, and she is absolutely lovely, isn't she?
She's the loveliest person I've ever met.
Oh my goodness, Fee, you need to tone down everything here.
I'm not even sorry.
And Fee is just such a huge fan. I texted her today, like, Fee, do not fangirl too much here, but Nicola from the Island Larder's coming. Oh my goodness.
I didn't even try. Like,
No, you didn't.
And when she walked past me, I was like, I was on the phone to Joe at the time, and she walked past, and I actually very loudly went, "There she is!" And she heard me.
Oh, Fee, this is getting embarrassing.
So I just I was like, Joe, I have to go hung up. And then I just went after her. I was like, I'm really sorry to pounce on you, but I have to come and say hello. And then I had to explain who I was, because she was very confused.
Yeah, was she like, what's going on here?
But
So-
never besties.
Well, oh, Joe, take her away. Take Fee away. What is going on? Anyway, lovely to have her in. And come and say hello. And she had a fantastic day as well. Loved the park with the two boys. She was having a great time. So it was lovely to have her in. And if you're watching, Nicola, please accept my apologies for me. Your new bestie, sorry. New bestie. What on earth? What on earth is going on? Oh my goodness. Like when you see the Hoof GP, Carol says, Carol, Graham, no, that's Graham is actually a friend. You know what I mean, Carol? You know what I mean? I hear what you're saying, and I see the jibe, and I address it. So, tonight, this is what's happened today, okay? If we summarise our board here, hold on till we summarise our board. Summarising this board over here. Our reference board. This is our reference board. Look at Kyle's nice, tidy board. Look at the state of mine. It's everywhere. It's completely full. Mrs. Best, actually. Claire would be quite good at rewriting this. Claire, you would like to rewrite this? It's stressing you. The size of... Okay. I'm getting a bit of a dressing down here from Mrs. Best, but it's okay. Well, I don't know. Well, I was hoping that you were going to rewrite it for me so that I can fit more in. This is our reference board, okay? Now, if we boil this down and we break this down, it's not going to take a lot of breaking down, I'm not going to lie. Today, boer, Blind Betty. Blind Betty, by the way, had two monstrosity lambs. They're massive. Bless her, she only could manage with the first one to get the head out. So the head was completely stuck, the feet were completely back, and she couldn't get it out. So she had to be helped, and she was absolutely fine. She was a superstar. She's got milk that could feed half a dozen lambs. What a legend of a sheep. Great sheep. By the way, our eyesight is fantastic now. No problems, all completely healed up. Two goats we had today, 0 pygmies, okay? We have, in here, over 100 sheep. We are in the thick of lambing, or we should be in the teeth of lambing. We're right in the middle, in fact, heading towards the end of the first week. We had 1 sheep today. 1 sheep. What's that all about? One. Darling, I'm looking at you. 1 sheep give birth today. If we go along at that, oh, we've got a wee grey-faced Dartmoor baby out here. If we go along at that, we should finish lambing sometime in August. So I don't know. At some stage in the next couple of days, we are going to be, and I keep saying it, and I'm aware I keep saying it, but we are going to be absolutely battered because we're going to have to lamb 20 to 25 of these in a day to try and make any sort of dent in the time and their scanning Remember, they've been scanned, so we know roughly when they're due, which is now. So they're going to have to lamb. So at what stage do they do it? I'll tell you probably bloomin' when. Sunday. Come here, little man. Macho, macho man. You come here. Ooh, ah. Look at his afro. Isn't it amazing? See, look at that afro. It's great, isn't it?
Incredibly jealous.
I see. Just a wee bit of that Alpecin shampoo.
I thought you were going to say a wee bit of super glue
Super glue.
and get it shaved.
No, not
No?
super glue. Although I see what you're talking about. Quite happy in there. Griefy Startmore's doing well. Had to clip the wheel arches, as you'll see around here, to be able to get them in for a sook because it was so thick with wool in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, terribly thick.
I kept moving wool away. Still couldn't find the teat. It was buried away in there, bless them. They couldn't find it. So she's all sorted. So everyone's saying these are all going to go. The day we're going to get our 20 to 25 of them lambing is going to be Sunday.
Yeah, you know it is.
No question.
No question, no doubts. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm really busy on Sunday.
Oh, great, yeah, thought so. Fantastic. So that's where we're at, that's what we're thinking, and hopefully we have a bumper day tomorrow when everyone's coming to the park. It's going to be busy tomorrow, very much looking forward to it. The weather is absolutely stupendous. Do you like that word, Steve?
Fancy word.
Absolutely stupendous, looking forward to it. Come and see us in the park if you are nearby. And if you're enjoying all of our lambing content, there's more videos going out tonight. We've been on live 4 times today.
Something like that.
Absolutely flying with the births, live births. Because there's not as many going, we could film every one.
That's true.
Join us in our supporters group. It'd be great to have you in there. And we're going to keep working away as the night goes on, right the way through the night. It's a 24-hour operation at the minute to keep these little babies going and get them on their feet. So it's a mega effort. We're trying our best. And all is going reasonably well. Reasonably well. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll be back later on if there is any more live births. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.